Hi, I'm John McCarthy. We're here at the beautiful cliffs of Moher. Today we're going to hear Pawel's story. Pawel is a Polish follower of Jesus who lives in Limerick. And you know, God heals in many ways, but Pawel has a story of how God heals miraculously.
I remember when we first got married. That was in 2005 in Poland. Myself and Patricia were young and we were looking forward to have life together, excited about what's going to happen. But soon after we got married, life wasn't that exciting anymore. We were obviously mad in love, but there was a lot of difficulties within ourselves, trying to fight with the baggage from our life before marriage, try to fight with our selfishness, and fighting a lot with each other as well. We felt like everything around was really falling apart and we didn't know where to go for help. We didn't know what to do. And as I mentioned, it was a lot of strain on me trying to fix it, trying to make it better, but it wasn't working. There was a situation when Easter was approaching and we decided to visit our old friends, people who had invested a lot in our life. They were way older, they could be our parents, and they were like mentors to us. They invited us for dinner, we sat around the table, we were having good time together, and they said, why don't we pray together as we met? So as we prayed, Dennis said that he had a vision, that he saw something like a picture, and in that picture he saw an arm which was wounded. It was heavily wounded, and he saw like somebody would try to cover this wound. Somebody would put a plaster around, but it was the wound was too big to be covered. It was still visible, and he said to us that it feels like he feels that he has an impression that God is trying to say to us that we don't have to try to fix the problem, that we don't have to try to do it ourselves, that he himself will heal the wound, that we don't have to be responsible. All we need to do is trust in him. And that was a big step for us, and that was a big relief for me particularly, because I thought, wow, so it's not me anymore. I don't have to do it. And then I thought, okay, I'll rely on God. I wasn't even exactly sure how to do it, but I thought I'm going to trust in God, and I believe He's going to do something good. I've seen the miraculous in our lives. I remember a story when my wife was younger, she was about 10, she broke her hip. And then after they fixed it in the hospital, she had her leg a bit shorter, about an inch shorter. So for another roughly about 10 years of her life, she had an issue with her spine and walking. It was a little bit difficult and painful. And after she surrendered her life to Jesus, after she became a Christian with her will and following with Jesus, there was a situation when people prayed for her and she believed she can be healed and she can be restored. And after other friends with herself pray for healing, believing it's going to happen, they actually saw her leg growing within a short time. So afterwards, her legs were the same length. She didn't have to use any pad in their shoe after that. She could use normal shoes and she had no problem walking after. So it was really powerful. Believing in supernatural God, we knew God can sort the issues in our lives as well, even with our own characters, with our own situation. So we decided to trust Him and just not to take too much pressure on our own. Because we knew if we just trust, it could be better, it will be better. In fact, we didn't have other option. We could either struggle on or just believe. And do you know what? With time, things started to change. With trying and believing and waiting on God, things started to change. But things were slowly forming and making a sense to us, and life started to be very different after that. Today we're 12 years married, we're very happy, we're happier than ever before. We have a son who is 9 years old, and we're absolutely delighted living together as a family and having great God who we serve.